So the title card of this video is going to be a little bit different because I'm recording on my laptop, but because these videos are for class, they're a little bit time sensitive. So otherwise, this is a extension of the third video, which is C++ basics in Unreal, sort of showing the transition between how C++ code works. And what we're going to do is create a very simple Pong game to illustrate that. So let's go ahead and make a new project now. I'm using C++ basic code. I want to use no starter content for this, and I'm just using desktop quality. For my project name, I want to go ahead and name it Pong. So once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and hit create project. What I'm going to do is, as this is building out, I'm going to pause the video. So something else I'd like to point out is for this part of the videos, I'm actually using a Mac, and I'm going to be using Xcode for all of the C++ coding and compiling, but it shouldn't make much of a difference as we move forward through these videos. It's actually easier if you're using Visual Studio. So you can see if you're using a Mac, as Unreal begins to build out the Xcode interface, as you can see here, it has an engine and games, just like in the Solution Explorer. And here, though, when you go to Pong source and then Pong in here, when you're first creating your project, this is where your .cpp and your header files are going to be. And the Pong game mode base and .header files are here. And these are two of the ones that are created right away. And if you want to access these, if you are using a Mac, you can just click on them and access the different ones. So inside of here, there's a couple things I want to do is, so some of you might not see, when you click on C++ classes, this Pong folder. So a couple of ways of doing that is to extend this and you'll see C++ classes. We actually want to be inside of this Pong folder. So the first thing I'm going to do is right-click, create a new C++ class. And this is going to be an actor, something that we can place in the world. And I'm going to go ahead and click Next. And I'm going to name my actor. I'm just going to name this Ball. Make sure that it's in that folder. And it's going to create the header and the CPP file for me. And I'm going to hit Create Class. And again, I'm going to pause it as it creates. Once that's done, you'll see that it added the ball.cpp to our list, which will be inside of this Pong. So you see it's right there. We're going to add another class. I'm going to right click, and the same thing, it's an actor. And hit next. I'm going to name this boundary. And create that class. The next thing we're going to do is create our HUD. So go to New C++ Class. Go to Show All Classes, and into the search here, type in User, W, and we want this option here. This is it's normally you'd use the HUD option, but this way we're going to we want to use sort of the older method just so we can really dive into the C++ side more than using the blueprints. So go ahead and hit Create Class on this too. The last thing we're going to do is create a pawn class, and this is going to represent both of our paddles. So let's go ahead and name this paddle. For now, those are all of the classes we need. We'll make changes in future videos.